I lost $1 million.
And you went in because of DJ Envy.
Yeah, I did. I mean, you know, I'd known Envy.
I lost $1 million and you went in because of DJ Envy. Yeah. I did. I mean, you know, I'd known Envy for years. If he took money, I wasn't privy to it. Nor did I even know DJ Envy absolutely is equally to blame. He is on a major platform, which is not only in New York, but across the United States. Reports are starting to circulate the DJ Envy could end up behind bars after the FBI reportedly raided the Breakfast Club premises in connection to allegations of a multi-million-dollar real estate scam allegedly orchestrated by Envy's former business partner, Cesar. An inside source tells us that the iHeartRadio offices were visited by the feds, who took out electronic equipment. As part of this investigation earlier this week, Cesar was arrested by federal agents on wire fraud charges. And while Envy initially kept quiet about the scandal, he's finally addressed the allegations. And he's claiming that he had no knowledge of what Cesar was doing. However, it appears that the feds think otherwise. And according to the latest reports, DJ Envy is in big trouble because there are a number of federal charges associated with running a Ponzi scheme. And these include wire and bank fraud, which can involve a prison sentence of up to 30 years. Both fans and industry figures like Joe Bouton and Rick Ross are now calling out Envy for allegedly trying to scam his own community. And many of them think he deserves present time. A small group of people has now left with staying in the investment space for young black, young brown investors. So what will DJ Envy's next move be? Is there enough evidence to convict him of fraud? Let's break it down. But for anybody to say I was involved, that's totally not true. I would never. Federal agents in New Jersey have arrested DJ Envy's former business partner, Cesar, on suspicion of committing real estate fraud. And word on the street is that Envy could be next. Cesar was taken into custody for wire fraud on suspicion of scamming dozens of people through a Ponzi-like scheme. And while DJ Envy still hasn't been officially charged with anything, several alleged victims have publicly confirmed that they fell for the scam because they were influenced by a celebrity status. An insider with knowledge on the ongoing investigation told NBC that federal agents visited iHeartRadio offices where the Breakfast Club is recorded, and they confiscated electronic equipment. Now this is a pretty serious detail because the feds will only raid a person's place of business if they have sufficient evidence of some illegal activity that's in violation of federal law. But what exactly are the feds hoping to discover? And how was Envy involved in the scheme in the first place? So according to NBC, back in 2017, Cesar started taking investments for the renovation and resale of properties across New Jersey and other places, and pledging a return on investment ranging from 20 to 45%. Within a 5-month time frame, however, according to reports, Cesar redirected certain investments for his personal gain, and then used fresh investments to pay back earlier investors. The investors were duped by who is accused of tricking them into investing money in properties he didn't actually own. Shortly before Cesar was arrested, NBC ran a story featuring some of the investors who fell for the scam, and many of them claimed to have trusted because he was endorsed by DJ Envy. One investor, Anthony Barron, told NBC that he met Cesar through Envy, and that he went with them to tour a property in New Jersey. Barron ended up investing $500,000 in an apartment project, and then another $300,000, saying that DJ Envy shared responsibility for the fraud he fell for. I'm down $800,000, and you think he's responsible in some way? I think he's 100% responsible. DJ Envy is also accused of trying to pay back Augie Rios, another investor. Rios owns a custom auto wrap shop in New York, and he worked on Envy's cars for years before Envy introduced him to Cesar. If it weren't for DJ Envy, I wouldn't have invested in Cesar. I lost $64,000 after receiving 2 bounce checks. Rio reports that Keyser visited him with a box of jewelry and told him to keep the jewelry until he could pay him back. Following NBC's announcement of Keyser Pia's fraud, more purported victims came forward on social media, and the majority of them said that they would never have fallen for the scam if DJ Envy hadn't connected with them. This is because Envy had a consistent record of talking about how he wanted to improve his community and educate people about real estate. Figures in the investment industry have also begun to speak out against Envy. Joe Budden disclosed that Envy attempted to entice him into the scheme years prior as someone he is not speaking to. He calls me and starts talking about some real estate, __. For me, that's strange that we don't speak. And now you're calling me and telling me that your man is with the government. And he could get the buildings, and there's a list. It'll be me, you, and Queen Latifah, and whatever he was saying because I was walking my dog in the backyard or something. I want to stop listening at this point, but that just sounded fishy. Meanwhile, an old interview with Envy surfaced, in which he acknowledged that Joe Budden warned him that he would end up in prison for operating a Ponzi scheme. I said, "Hey guys, I'm doing real estate. This is something that I think you should invest a little bit of money and try it out, and that way you can do it." I called Joe Budden, who is my Desert Storm relatives. Joe Budden informed me that it was a Ponzi scheme and that I would go to jail. Now keep in mind that DJ Envy brought Keyser Pack to the Breakfast Club and advertised his investment plan. On top of that, footage of Envy showing potential investors around properties surfaced. This was a 3-family, 2-bedroom property, so we could only bring in $800 in rent per floor, which is not a lot of money if we decided to extend it. If you walk back here, you can see the extended now that we decided to turn it from a 2-bedroom property to a 4-bedroom home. You're looking at about $76 a month in rent. But despite all this evidence, DJ Envy is now denying all involvement in the reported Ponzi scheme after staying silent for weeks. Envy finally decided to address the controversy on the Breakfast Club shortly after Keyser Pina was arrested. Envy again claimed his goal was to uplift his community and teach them about building generational wealth. And he denied knowing that Keyser was scamming investors out of their own money. So Cesar and myself did seminars. Now the reason I did these seminars is because I wanted to uplift my community. I wanted to teach my community about real estate things that I didn't know when I was first buying my first home. I wanted to teach our community about investing in generational wealth. Now Keyser, if he took money, I wasn't privy to it. Nor did I even know, but for anybody to say I was involved, that's totally not true. I would never. However, a lot of people are saying it's hard to believe that dozens of investors were getting cheated out of millions, and Envy heard absolutely nothing. And even if Envy didn't directly participate in the scheme, the fact that he promoted Keyser Pa, even after multiple people warned him it was a Ponzi scheme, makes him complicit. He basically used his name and brand to endorse Pia. So when things started to go south, he should have at least warned people not to get involved in this company. CJK people who invested are furious and believe Envy was much more involved than he is willing to admit. Because without his endorsement, no one would have given their hard-earned savings to a stranger on the street. It is still unclear whether Envy will face legal repercussions. Envy is now claiming that he was also duped by PAA and lost $500,000. Nevertheless, Envy continued to promote PAA, and his name and image remained on P's company's website. Fans don't seem to have much sympathy for Envy either, with many stating that even though investors were foolish enough to fall for the scam, both Keyser and Envy should go to jail. The FBI reportedly raided Envy's office at the Breakfast Club, which isn't a good sign. Rumor has it that the feds are assembling a case against Envy. One admirer remarked, "It's not so much the scammer as it is the people willing to be scammed." This fan asked how one would accumulate fortune over generations if they wasted their money on scam after scam. Let me get this straight. He gave him a lot of money and even admitted to never seeing any returns for that said money. But he continued to promote him. Yeah, he's cooked, but how do you feel about all of this? Do you think DJ Envy was an accomplice in the scheme, and could he actually end up behind bars? Another fan added, Cesar should definitely get 100 years and Envy should get at least 20. Please leave a comment below and be sure to watch the following video.